Yeah, I'm just taking a walk at the redemption camp. Being my very first time here, it has really been something of an experience. I was privileged to attend an event that took place here, and one of the suites that was provided for those who were privileged to be in the event to lodge, called the White House suite, was where I stayed. And this was the first day. Arriving at the night time, I moved towards the area of the restaurant, the green restaurant, and I was able to see someone seated there. Inquired of him about the camp, and he told me how there are so many estates in the camp, okay, which several people reside. When I asked him what it took to reside in the camp, he said he is one of the workers that was employed to work in RCCG. And one thing that really interested me that he said was that for a worker, you will be offered your free place to stay, your free apartment to stay, no matter the level you are in. And honestly speaking, I felt that was really, really remarkable, because he was doing one of the works of repairing bathroom issues, and it was really awesome to hear him say that, because I felt that it's really something worth lauding, because we know how it can be when you work for certain organizations and you are still having to foot the bills of where you stay, electricity, rent, and all whatnot. But here you get to just focus on your working. There is light. When I asked another too who worked in this RCCG, the prepaid they were paying was so minimal. It was like a joke compared to what is in reality, like in other private, owned, and other even government-owned institutions, particularly for those at the ground level. You see, it was really amazing, because I believe it's something that is worth lauding, because it's a lesson. I feel like it's a lesson. It's how life should be generally for people, for a citizen, where they can easily afford their basic needs of food, shelter, and clothing, and focus on the work without the burden, you see, of having to meet these needs too much on them. And when I made certain findings, yes, a few of them, their salaries were, of course, they are just working with what the grace of God is amply supplying. but yet they are making such an efficient use of it and such a hearty use of it that it's a huge lesson, I believe, for a lot of individuals in high places in governments in our country. You see, it's a huge lesson. For example, from my little understanding of GRAs, government residential areas or something like that, it's something that is supposed to be a public something that is supposed to be very accessible to as many of the citizens, because it's a way of making housing as affordable as possible. But of course, we know what the reality of things are. GRAs have more or less become the place only for the rich and wealthy, you see. And I feel like we can learn a lot from true kingdom individuals, okay? True kingdom individuals, true servant leaders of the Lord, that with what God gives them the grace to handle, they use it largely for the benefit of many. And I know God has been so gracious to expand RCCG to have over 9 million or thereabouts members, okay? You can begin to imagine if someone like Daddy G.O. is running the funding of 237 million individuals. You can begin to have an idea of what can be for the people, what can be for the public, what can be for the individuals in that country, you see. And yeah, it's just so incredible and amazing, because you get to see why in the beginning Jesus, you get to see why it's really incredible, because you get to see why in the very beginning God wanted his priests to lead the people. You get to have an idea why, okay? Because usually they are the ones that, the true kingdom ones, they are the ones that are closest to the heart's desire of the Elohim, of the one that created all things. They are the ones closest to. So, of course, we are in a fallen condition, so we may not be able to get the perfect state, the perfect state as it is in heaven, very suddenly. But gradually we can get close to it with people that have real hearts for the people, largely. And I feel like this is supposed to be a lesson for people in leadership positions. Any person at all, including myself, whether one handling a family, or one handling a group of people, or one handling, let's even start from one handling himself, or one handling an organization, organizations, no matter the scale, you get, it's a great lesson to see that it's important everyone has a fair and sustainable feel of everybody has a fair and sustainable feel of righteousness, peace, and joy, which is what the kingdom is all about. And of course, you can't experience righteousness, peace, and joy when, even though you are earning currently 300,000, when you take away transport to your office, when you take away bills, when you take away school fees, when you take away feeding, when you take away running costs, all the running costs at the end of the month, you may not be able to boast of 20,000 naira in your savings.